So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners.
Welcome to the Council on the Clutch podcast, episode number 5. I'm your boy Cal. Today I'm joined by Rory, Q, and SP.
Yes, sir.
All right, now, so big game just happened the other day, Super Bowl. So what's our take on that?
Oh, y'all watched that?
I thought we were boycotting football.
Nah, that's the fake woke black people that boycott football. The rest of us can watch it. Yeah, we ain't that woke.
That's crazy though. But like, before we even talk about the game, like, what were we really supposed to be protesting? Were we protesting football? Were we protesting the NFL and the stance on Kaepernick? I've never got any clear indication on what we were supposed to be as a black community.
The NFL was the focal point, not football specifically.
Okay, so we're not telling little black boys to not want to go to the NFL right now.
Nah, they got to make it out the hood still now.
Yeah,
just making sure that I was on,
Yeah.
I was understanding what we were supposed to be protesting during this whole phase.
Yeah. But that's a whole different story, so we're not gonna worry about that.
We can talk about that next week. But what y'all think about the game?
The defensive ball game until the end. That's pretty much all
Wasn't
it
for
was.
the casual fan.
No, sir. I mean, you hear a lot of people saying it was boring and stuff like that because most people like to see big gains, 50-yard passes, punt returns, and all that crazy stuff like that. But when you get a solid defensive game like how that game was for most of the game, you ain't gonna get a lot of people watching it because the most exciting part of that game, first 3 quarters, was punts. So,
Hey, buddy from the Rams got a hell of a leg too.
or foot.
I'm telling you. But you're right. It was definitely a boring game. But that's because the fans have gotten so used to 50 and 60 points scored. But that's what football used to look like.
Hey,
Good defense.
Chiefs and the Saints spoiled everybody this year.
I agree,
With
100%.
With all the points scoring, that's what happened.
Yeah, you're
I mean,
right.
Bill Cowher said it at the end of the game, and I want to say, what was it, the after the game show or whatever? He was saying it was an old school football game, and as soon as he said it, I was like, "Yep, pretty much." And I watched the game with some casual fans for the most part, so I understood that dynamic there as the game was going on, but I enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm a student of the game, been a student of the game, so hey.
But you've been a defensive guy since you was a little kid. In case y'all didn't know, they used to call SP Bobby Boucher. No lie, SP the first person I ever seen knock somebody out. Aberdeen Raiders was playing Fox Hill Redskins at Gosnell Hope Park. SP came off the edge and put Buddy to sleep on the field. First time I ever seen it. We was like 6 years old though. Crazy.
Was you scared though?
Was I? Bro, I never seen nothing like that. And SP getting up cheering, and I'm like, bro, he sleep. Like, how you do that?
Hey, man, shout out to Aberdeen Raiders, man, holding it down. Butch Harper.
One time for Butch. Rest in peace, Butch.
What's your take on it, Cal?
My take on the game?
Broncos ain't play. He ain't watch it. I guarantee it.
Word. Enough said. I don't care. I just need to know who won.
You ain't support Brady? AFC?
All right, so we have an actual sponsor now, so I ain't trying to, lose them.
Oh yeah, no. We need that.
I'm gonna just keep that under wraps. Let's just say whoever just dropped their mic, that's what I really want to do right now, but I have to remain professional. But I didn't. I don't do the whole support the AFC. Like, if the Chiefs would have won, I would have definitely went for whoever came out the NFC. I'm a hater when it comes to that.
That's real.
If it ain't my team, I'm not trying to really root for you.
Can we dig into the game real quick? Like, Yo, it was crazy how Brady, he didn't make any major plays, and I'm not the biggest Brady fan, but he did just enough to win the game. And I've seen a lot of people try to figure out who really won the game. Was it Brady or was it the defense? It was a team effort, but it's been like that through all the Patriots runs. But the game plan that Belichick and them boys put together to stop the Rams to 3 total points in the Super Bowl,
that's crazy.
and they've been averaging 33 points a game, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's around there. And the fact that Sean McVay, who's supposed to be the boy genius, offensive guru, couldn't figure it out. And Belichick didn't do nothing fancy. They just came out, stopped the run game, and said, "You got to beat us in the air." And Jared Goff just lost a lot of money.
That ain't his thing.
Nah, because they took the play action away.
They thing is getting Gurley to rock, let him do his thing, and then recently getting C.J. Anderson to rock, let him do his thing. And Goff is just kind of there. He's not a game manager. He's better than a game manager, but he's still not that guy that you put the game in his hands and he can go out there and win it for you. That ain't his thing.
And I think they tripping, dog. With Gurley, you got to give Gurley 20 to 30 carries. I don't really care if he hurt. He dressed out. He told you, listen, hurt or not, if I'm going to lose with Gurley with the ball in his hand. Like, my Cowboys. We're going to give Zeke the ball if he on the game.
Hey, if you dress out, you play.
100%.
Facts. Definitely.
But
there you go with that random facts.
We heard him this time.
Hey, shout out to SP, man.
Hey, man. I'm a ghost, man. What can I say?
Man, but look, we was talking about the game already. What happened to the defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald, man? I seen him make 2 plays all night, and then after that, the Patriots shut him down.
Hey, when you got that scheme, they focused. They made sure they got him out the game, and that's what they did. They was able to do that. But the crazy part is what happened to them DBs the Rams had. They're supposed to have been all this, all that. They let goddamn what's the name? Edelman. They let him get busy.
Hey, that white boy cold now.
Boy, he ain't got no speed, but he'll cut on a dime.
Listen, them routes crispy.
Crazy.
Hey, shout out to all the kids that don't really get recruited. Edelman ain't had no big scholarships, and then went undrafted, and look at him, Super Bowl MVP.
Shoot, arguably Hall of Famer if you had some people, and not me personally. But
yeah.
I'm about to say, bro, go ahead, hang up, dog. It's a wrap. Don't be one game, whoa.
Throw that disclaimer out there and let you know.
Nah,
it's not my feelings, but
nah, ain't even close.
No. Man, we talked about Donald though. What's up with the rest of these NFL awards, man? You got Patrick Mahomes for the MVP. He won Offensive Player of the Year too, my homeboy. Saquon Barkley got Offensive Rookie of the Year. Darius Leonard from the South Carolina State HBCU got Defensive Rookie of the Year. Andrew Luck got Comeback Player of the Year. Matt Nagy
might get it again in 2 years.
Yeah, he gonna miss a year coming up, 100%. And that's really it. Oh, you got my man. I'm sorry, no, that's not it.
I was about to say,
Chris
man.
Long.
You got
Chris Long. I meant to come back. I was looking for it. I was like, where he at? Chris Long, Walter Payton Man of the Year. That's a big award to me.
Yeah.
I think
want
that
to
matters.
discuss that one. Yeah, I want to discuss that one, man. I'm just thankful that it wasn't J.J. Watt. I'm not hating, but J.J. Watt was not in the streets, man.
Nah, he stole that money in Houston.
I mean, I'm not saying he stole it, but at the same time, when it came down to it, he actually had prominent people in Houston reaching out to him like, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that.
He did what he's supposed to do, but in the same token, like Kyle said, he had cats that was in the streets, that was out there in the water doing this, doing that, saving people, doing all that type of stuff. Like, hey, we trying to get on. We see you doing your thing. We doing our thing. We trying to just bring the city together. And he kind of was like, nah, this my shine type situation. And I mean, that's that stuff.
Yeah, that's why I'm just glad he didn't win that. I don't even know if he was eligible for that. Was that this year or was that last year?
I think it was this last year.
That was last year. Okay, so he did win it last year.
But his effort's been ongoing, so he probably was up for it just because of how much they like him.
Yeah, you know how that go.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Chris Long, like his organization, he had an actual documentary called The Water Boys. You can actually watch that on Netflix. But he has an organization where he gets clean water to areas in need, mostly Western Africa. He's drilling wells. And also like the year before, he donated his whole 10-game salary to the cities that he used to play in, which was St. Louis, Boston for the Patriots, and
He
Philadelphia,
donated a couple.
to get equal
He
education.
donated some
So
couple of game checks to Charlottesville when that whole situation happened too.
yeah, that too. So yeah, his papa raised him right. Shout out to Howie.
Definitely.
He did something right. Hey, Howie set for life. He was in the league, got 2 kids in the league. Boy, they living
And
good out there.
Working for Fox.
And he on Fox.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Get that Fox money too.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about Darius Leonard, though, man. Defensive Player of the Year, like we said, from the MEAC, HBCU living. But he got robbed from the Pro Bowl, man.
But does the Pro Bowl even matter anymore,
Yeah,
though?
it ain't.
The All-Pro team, not even the Pro Bowl, but the All-Pro team.
That's the only
Like,
thing that matters.
how you win Rookie of the Year and don't make the All-Pro team? I get not playing in the game because that's just, that's some fluff to it. That's a fake accolade now. But he led the NFL in tackles, if I'm not mistaken. And that
About
alone,
13 he had 13 one game.
yeah, that alone. But just leading the league in tackles, I know he top 5 for sure, but I believe he finished with the number 1 tackles. He's supposed to have been player on the All-Pro team. Not Player of the Year, but he definitely supposed to have been on All-Pro team.
I mean, but as far as that, he a rookie, so if he's not doing anything that great, like making impact, like if you didn't watch football, you didn't know who he was. Only reason I really knew who he was is because I watched football, and also he's from the MEAC, so you see that stuff kind of come across your social media. But he's not one of those household names, so you're not really gonna get those type of awards, if he's not that type of guy right now.
In that case,
he keeps it up.
he might never get them awards then because he played for the Colts, and don't nobody watch Colts games.
Yeah, but his name out there now, though.
You're right.
So he might be one of those people where he's like he's not necessarily a household name, but he might be a media darling where everybody in the media know him, and that's how you're gonna start getting those awards.
Hey, bro, you said media darling,
I did, man. Look, I'm trying to sound professional.
but media darling.
Yeah, the
I mean,
media
it's
loves
a
him.
lot of
They're gonna
stuff.
love him.
It's a lot of stuff you could say. Media darling,
Yeah,
though.
just gotta let it rock, bro. Just
Yep.
let it rock.
Hey, man, stop critiquing me right now. I'm trying to get some more sponsors. Shout out to Black Tux. But anyway,
Shout out to Kerry Hilson.
Oh yeah.
Oh my bad, little mama.
Hey, man, chill, man.
Hey, let's talk about Kyle real quick, y'all. This guy Calvin is a real life celebrity. So, like I told y'all a couple weeks ago, he got Trey Songz to drop an album after he tweeted him. This man, he talks about Kerry Hilson on the podcast, and then she follows him on IG, liking his pictures all on his page. That man a real life celebrity out here. Like y'all better get on that boy because he's a commodity right now.
Hey, y'all better
Lies.
speak it up now because it's about to get real out here. He's about to make this.
Well, the Marcus
It's about to get real. He about to get flued out.
Definitely getting flued out.
These are all lies. Besides, she liked my picture. She liked my comment. She did not follow me, sadly. But
He just trying to be modest. Don't let him lie to y'all, bro. You know what time it is.
Whatever. All for me and on to the Hall of Fame inductees of 2019.
You just got inducted, Playboy.
But no, we got a class that I feel like this class is more so, in a sense, our class. In a sense, when we were younger, these are like the players that we were looking at. We got Ed Reed, most known for his time with the Ravens, also played for the Texans and Jets. So anybody who played Madden back in the day, you did not want to throw that ball. If you throw it deep, Ed Reed gonna smack you. If you throw it across the middle, Ray Lewis gonna smack you.
Facts.
You was not trying to play the Ravens. So how y'all feel about Ed Reed finally getting in?
Hey, bless you.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Bless you, please bless him.
I'm sorry, Brian Urlacher. All right, so as I was saying,
Ball Brian Urlacher or Brian Urlacher with hair?
How y'all feel?
Oh, okay, all right.
Ball Brian Urlacher. SP, you happy now? You happy now? All right, cool. So how y'all feel about Ed Reed finally getting that nod?
I mean, he a first ballot, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you knew that was coming.
Top 3 safeties in the forever.
He had people scared.
Who top 3? Let's go top 3 real quick. Ronnie Lott, Ed Reed, and who?
I don't care what nobody says.
Asterisk.
Okay,
Sean Taylor, but asterisk.
Is he
All right. I'm cool with that though.
Of our generation though?
No, period.
He said Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott way before us.
Yeah, we said Ronnie Lott first. Ronnie Lott wouldn't have been able to play football in this
Sean
generation. I never watched the game, but I seen some of the highlights. But he wouldn't even have made it. He'd have got ejected in college so many times that they wouldn't have had enough film to watch him play in the league.
Yo, speaking about safeties, how do y'all feel now that his career's been over for a while? How y'all feel about Troy Polamalu as an actual safety? Not a football player, like an actual safety, playing safety.
Now he a good football player. Dick
All right,
LeBeau knew
put
that. Troy Polamalu was damn near
in the right
linebacker.
position to be in. So when you put him,
Yeah.
That's why I asked that question. Because if you ask like a Steelers fan, he's an amazing safety. But if you're looking at it from a football aspect of it, he's a great player.
Yeah, I mean they got the goggles
on.
The
same token, you got to say, I mean, he played safety and he was amazing player, so he was an amazing safety.
I mean, AI played point guard, but he went a point guard. He went back and forth from 1 and 2.
Played both positions. Polamalu only played safety. Polamalu didn't play linebacker.
They can't put him at linebacker.
He really played linebacker though. Like man, he was never more than 8 yards away from the line of scrimmage.
True. But his position was safety, regardless of how close he was to the line of scrimmage. AI literally played point guard, and sometimes he actually played shooting guard. He moved around.
He played shooting guard for the most of his career
but
until he got older. That's
on the depth chart. Polamalu didn't move around on the depth chart. He didn't go from. They could have put him in. They could have changed him linebacker if they wanted to. They didn't.
But he kind of did. It's just you don't really have to change the name on the depth chart. Like his safety position was damn near a fourth linebacker. It was like they was running a 4-4.
I agree with all
or 3-3-5.
But we're going technical here. Technically, he was a safety, regardless of if he played 40 yards back or he was 2 inches off the line of scrimmage. He was a safety. Therefore, you got to.
I'm glad you bring it.
Well, I think you're wrong
because you got to look at how sports is changing and transitioning. For example, basketball and the stretch 4
positionless.
Yeah, essentially. And I mean, it's going to get to a point where people are going to have to really consider kind of changing that mentality of putting people in a box as far as, he's a 5, but he don't really do things that the traditional center would do.
There aren't too many traditional centers in the league as is.
I mean, that's what. But that's
Dwight Howard, the last one, he hurt. Yeah, it's like basketball is more so a positionless thing now. It's kind of like you put him in about 2 or 3 positions.
Hey, you got
for the most part, most players just moving around, especially it's free. Yeah, and I mean, you see that now with the All-Star voting. They voting on front court and back court. They're not voting for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1s anymore like they used to. And a lot of people getting shammed with that. But I mean, hey.
I think football, the only reason that it hasn't seen any type of change like that is because rules are specifically based on how formation must be or how many people you must have on the line, etc.
It still changes though. You see it on defense more than anything. Because like, I mean, not to use Madden as a focal point, but on Madden they developed a sub linebacker, which could be a smaller safety or a bigger safety, or a smaller linebacker or a slot cornerback. So it happens, even in gameplay. Like the
slot receiver.
Like slot receiver. Yeah. Like Deron Harmon for the Patriots. He's a safety through and through. But if you see him in the game, 90% of the time he's playing that Troy Polamalu position. He didn't actually go back to safety and drop back into coverage until Patrick Chung got hurt.
You know what Troy Polamalu basically was? If y'all think about how we played defense in high school, he was a rover.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
He won't even. He was basically a rover. He wasn't really. He was like an outside linebacker. He wasn't really like the safety in a sense. But I just wanted to mention that when you talk to like Steelers fans, they think he's like an amazing safety, and I always try to bring the point up. Like he's a great player, but when you talk about safety, he's not doing what the job title describes.
It's just the goggles
compared to everybody else, like Ed Reed, all the other prolific safeties that we had. But moving on from Ed Reed, we got my boy Champ Bailey, who played most of his career in Denver, also played with the team in Washington. How y'all feel about Champ making it?
I feel like he played in Washington longer, but I could be wrong. But go ahead.
Well, speaking of which, though, how y'all feel about that trade? Him for CP. Like, it was nothing.
That was a great trade.
At that point, you didn't really hear about that. I was upset at that point, but I was, 11? I don't even know how old I was at that point. But I'm like, yo, why are we trading for a corner, yo? Clinton Porter's my favorite player at that time, but it worked out on both ends.
I don't know if it worked out for the Redskins.
Well, I mean, for Clinton Portis personally, though, he's 70 yards away from 10,000 for his career.
Yeah,
he didn't really have a fall off, but the Redskins just didn't win.
Shout out to the Redskins not being good. I appreciate that.
You're a Dallas fan. But yeah, with Champ though,
fan goggles.
Yeah. I thought about it for a second, like, why is he saying? Oh, never mind. But yeah, I feel like Champ, he was one of the first modern shutdown corners. Like after Deion, it was like a stretch where it really wasn't anyone shutting anybody down. It was like schemes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Champ was really locking people up, putting them on islands. Like we had a few years when we had him and then RP to Derek Williams, we had them. Like, if you were playing, like, go back to Madden, you playing Madden, you got Champ with a 98 speed. Derek Williams had 97. That showed in real life. Like, they had the, you know, the recovery speed. If he catch the pick, he out. Besides when he played New England, he got caught on the one. Still mad about that. But, you know, I feel like he was like one of the first modern, you know, shutdowns after Deion, you know, that stretch after Deion.
Yeah,
That's real.
I would
I
give you
agree
that.
with that.
Yeah.
I would argue it a little bit, but I would agree to that.
You will argue just because it's me, right?
Nah. Oh, I just pretty much. My bad. You're right. I don't like your teams. It's just what it is.
Exactly. And for the listeners, that's the relationship between me and Roy. We don't like any of each other's teams,
Nope.
man.
Whoever the
Not at all.
Broncos play, I'm rooting for.
Yeah. Whoever the Cowboys play, I'm rooting for. And that was before Roy, so.
I just made it worse, huh?
Yeah, speaking of which, so we're going to talk about the Cowboys. Vice president for the Cowboys at one point,
Hell no.
Gil Brandt. Is it Brandt?
That's how I
It's
would
Brent,
pronounce it.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I said Brent. He's old, so I never really paid attention.
So he made it. So I mean, y'all business folks. What does a vice president do in the NFL? I'm not too sure.
It varies per organization. I think each title could, that's just kind of a title. He was mainly known though for his years of being a scout. He was part of like the focal point of the franchise from the 60s, from the like 1960s to like the 88, 89 season. So he was there for a couple playoff runs, couple Super Bowl titles. Like I said, none of us are old enough to really know Buddy, but from the little history that I knew about him, just being a Cowboys fan, he was one of the first scouts that actually went to historically black colleges and started looking for guys. The Cowboys had a couple players from 1965 to 1980 that were from historically black colleges just because of him.
Yeah, that's
Well,
big,
shout out to
especially
him.
at that
You
time
just
period.
educated me on that.
Yeah. And that's, I think, which is crazy because if you think about the Cowboys from the 60s to 80s, guess what? They was dominant. Why? They were going to get them kids from HBCUs before your Alabamas and your Texases and all them schools just start taking them all. But he went and found them early and then made a career off of it.
Yep, under recruited,
That's
great
pretty
athletes.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what the HBCUs get a lot of times now. You either going to get the dominant athlete who didn't have the grades, or you're going to get that dominant athlete who was unrecruited for various reasons, coaches in high school, or they couldn't go to the camps and things because camps like a big thing nowadays. So
Yeah, shout out to all HBCUs except for Hampton.
Very specific.
Wow, that's tough. Hey, can we
Oh,
take
yeah.
a second for HBCUs real quick? Shout out to Bennett College, man. They hit the
Okay.
goal raising that money so they can keep their
still a little upset. I
accreditation.
don't know because they ain't put it out. Like,
Yeah,
talking about
that was
who
dope.
did what, but it's too many celebrities out here that's making millions and millions of dollars. They could easily did that. That's it, like,
Bro, they not. We gonna get into celebrities in a second, bro. But
like it's so
when they hit
crazy,
that
like,
tax bracket,
y'all-
they don't give a
cats out there
damn
making
about regular
hundreds of
people.
millions of dollars, and they needed what, like $5 million or something like that. That's it, bro. Somebody could have sneezed $5 million to them,
Yeah, $5 million, give or take.
bro. It could have.
Diddy could have done it. He want to build. He want to buy an NFL
I
team.
get that point, but
But
at
I
the
can't
same
even
time,
tell them
bro,
what to do with their money,
they
so
coulda
I
made that
understand
happen
it.
easily. They could have wrote that thing off on taxes and been good.
Yeah, they could have, but like the likelihood of you giving money somewhere you didn't go.
Everybody you try to see everybody so pro-black and so conscious and all this, that, and third, especially with the famous people. They be trying to act like they in the know and they there, but then when stuff like this pop up, where you could just snap your fingers and we good. Like, now y'all don't want to show up.
Well, we got to give a shout out to technology too, man, because now we got things like GoFundMe and other type of resources like that to allow us to allocate and just collect funds,
Yeah,
basically come together and collaborate like that. About a decade ago, you wouldn't be able
That's
to
true.
do that, and Bennett College might have took an L on this one.
Can you spell allocate?
ALLOCATE. Allocate.
That's impressive, bro. It's kind of late, and you spelling big words like that. That's impressive. dog. I'm impressed.
All right, let's go. We got a few more people left in the Hall of Fame. We got Kevin Maui. He's a center and guard.
yeah.
We
I'm about
got
to say
Ty
skip over
Law, who
Kid.
spent some time
No,
with New England.
Hold on, no,
Nah,
bro, stop that.
yeah.
You're not gonna
I
stop
was gonna
over
skip
Kevin
over
Maui like because he played O line. You gonna skip over him? No. I need some attention right
was
here.
like not a household name, but for me, I knew who he was because he was that good. So Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That-
And he played for
that was
18
another
years,
level
dog.
type of
He
guy.
started for 18 years. Yes, sir.
Shout out to the Fat Boys.
Hey, it's crazy if you look at bro. He actually did it the right way. He
Bro,
was fat his whole career,
he
then lost
played-
weight. Now he don't even look like the
Hey,
same
he
person.
played 241 games and,
Yeah.
and missed 3.
Mm-hmm. Blocked for 13 to 1,000 yard
He
rushers
was-
in 16 seasons.
Yeah, he was solid there.
Shout out to the
Nah.
Fat Boys once again.
And you was about to skip over that. Like that wasn't. He might be statistics wise the best in this group.
Huh?
Statistic wise, SP, what you mean? He an O lineman, so he don't get crazy
I was about
stats.
to
But
say,
to play that many games and to be that, he not gonna get the attention. I'm talking about like as far as the best career out of this group. 18 years alone as a starter is phenomenal. Ain't nobody else had that type of longevity. Maybe Tony Gonzalez.
That's what I was honestly thinking, but okay. I can
Linemen usually have a lot of longevity though.
Not really, bro. It's hit or miss. Yeah, it's tough carrying 300 on these knees. I ain't 300 no more though. I'm like 290.
I was about to say finally admitted his weight. Finally.
I might be 300. I'm kind of athletic though, so you know it just hit or miss.
Shoot. Let's go ahead and move on to Ty
Yeah,
Law.
definitely
Played for the
deserve-
Patriots, Chiefs, Jets, and the Broncos. How y'all feel about him?
I don't like talking about Broncos.
Tyler,
I don't like
Tyler
talking about
was
Patriots, so we can go ahead and
definitely-
move on.
Next, he pretty. Hey, Ty Law pretty damn good though.
another one of the DBs from back in the day that everybody looked up to before everybody hated the Patriots.
He was a prime example though of how Bill Belichick carries shit now though. As far as like how he's not trying to pay people. I feel like he was one of those first players that stuck out as on that type of strategy that Bill Belichick carries as far as not paying players or
Yeah.
not necessarily the market value that they carry. You see what if that makes sense.
Yeah, but at the same time with that, the Patriots can get away with you not paying you market value because Tom Brady's been underpaid his whole career.
Facts.
That's his fault.
It's not his fault. I mean, it is his fault.
He taking the pay cuts.
He's taking the pay
you-
cut because he
you
know
take-
he can't do it by
Hey,
himself.
you keep taking
Hey, Revis
You
went over
take-
there and take no pay cut.
you keep taking pay cuts.
Not that
right,
long
win the
though.
Super Bowl,
He was
so-
there just to win the title.
But then his wife worth what? How many millions of dollars as well? So yeah, so they good. You could take pay cuts.
Facts.
I take.
She's richer than him, yeah.
I take 6 Super Bowls.
Them type of women bad for your life though.
Ain't bad for his life apparently.
I had a joke for that one, but
Hey,
I'm with
chill.
you.
Hey, side note. Side note. Ty Law 53 picks, Dion 53 picks, and Champ 52 picks. So he in that category, right in there with them the top TVs.
Hey, bro, y'all, you don't stop, bro. We not gonna disrespect Dion like that.
I was thinking that same thing.
Let's just name these other niggas,
I'm-
bro.
I'm
Dion
looking
is the
up
best
all the
athlete to
telling you
ever
how
play
many series
sports.
They got in the career. I didn't say
Yeah, and I'm telling you, you read the paper wrong. You should have said Dion took like a 5-second
Wasn't
pause
that 71
and then
picks?
kept
What you
reading.
saying?
Hey man, Champ a great athlete
Yeah,
too.
he was.
Whoever
Ain't
Bro,
hearing none of that y'all talking
whoever
about.
Paul Curses had 81 picks.
Hey man, take off your Deion Sanders glasses and give somebody else some props.
What you mean? He played for the Falcons and the Niners.
He played for the Cowboys too.
Oh, he did? My bad. I didn't know that.
All right, whatever. Moving on to Johnny Robinson, who played safety for the Chiefs back in the day. I don't know too much about him. Anybody know anything about him? I saw Chiefs. I was like, I ain't looking him up.
Johnny, 57 pick career interceptions. He what's this? He's tied for 13th in the all time interception wise. I don't know a whole lot about him, but
He third
he
cousins.
got a
Jackie.
hell of a lot of
Played in the
interceptions.
60s, bro.
He got 60 to 71. So what, 11 years? Yeah, 51 picks in 11 years. That's
You said he
insane.
cousins
third
with Jackie SP? Like
Nah,
real
I
life?
just made that up. It sounded good though.
Oh, all right.
hey, it did though.
All right, then we got the second best, tight end ever, Tony Gonzalez, who played for the Chiefs and a little stint with the Falcons.
Who the best?
How you feel about Tony? Oh, Shay Shaw.
Oh, Shay Shaw. Okay. I just
You already
checking.
know.
I was
Oh,
just
Shay
checking.
Shaw.
Hey,
You already
retweet
know.
us, Give us a little love, We showing you too
Hey.
much love,
Not too
Hey,
much.
we-
Hey, never too much love for a Bronco, man. Never
Hey,
too much love.
no, that's the only one you gotta let rock.
Nah, he played for the Ravens. We good. Yeah, boy, yeah.
But he got 2 of them rings with the Broncos. We ain't gonna talk about
But
that.
he got his best one with the Ravens, though. That's all I'm saying. He was actually the focal point of the offense then.
Hey, regardless of where he got his rings at, he's still the GOAT.
Okay, that's fair.
That's all. It don't matter.
Does anyone want to go in on Tony Gonzalez? So we just gonna move on.
Nah, he just played a long time, bro.
He was a great player.
Tony was dope. He did his he did his thing. He yards, touchdowns. To be the second best tight end ever, period. You had to do something clearly. So
longevity though.
Yeah, I mean, even still, you could play 100 years. If you sorry regardless.
You ain't playing for 100 years if you're sorry.
All right, we can move on. You better piss me off. Talk about Pat Bowlen. You talk about Pat Bowlen. Y'all own it.
You want to talk about the best owner in the NFL, Pat Bowlen?
Y'all call me back when it's over.
I thought you said his name was Jerry Jones. What?
He really. Chill out, man. You ain't even the Cowboys fan. But nah, since Roy wants to throw a hissy fit and leave, we just want to say the Broncos owner, Pat Bowlen. So we got, 2 Broncos roughly going in. Dang, man, no Cowboys in it. Why you mad?
Crickets.
Exactly.
Man, welcome back to the Council in the Clutch podcast. I know y'all just heard that commercial about renting and modern tucks and all that stuff. I guarantee you this brother never rented a tuck a day in his life. The flyest man in the NFL and the Major League Baseball, primetime Deion Sanders. We about to take a second real quick to talk about this 30 for 30. I know y'all boys seen that. What y'all thought about Deion's 30 for 30?
If you look good, you play good.
Hey,
that's all I'm going to say.
It is what it is. It's simple as that. He the GOAT. You talking about shut down corners and just kind of D-Hess before D-Hess and Dante Hall and all them. And just, like you said, one of the flyest MFers you ever seen on the field.
Must be the money.
Come on,
Must
now.
be.
And he got a whole album out.
This is true. He does have an album out. And that single kind of fly though. Must be the money. Make me
That's
feel
turning me on. Must be the money. Hey, if y'all have never heard that song, go look it up.
Please, we gonna post it on the page, so y'all just go find it. We gotta drop that on the page.
Hey, close your eyes. You think it's Keith Sweat?
Key, he kind of is there.
You're right though. You're right. Hey, but look, that joint was wild to me. I never knew the story for real. Like I knew he played both, but I never knew he played both in the same day. Well, went back to the game.
Yeah.
But the fact, like, we're gonna talk about this in our next segment, like the black athlete in America. But this 30 for 30 really showed you how crazy the world is. The football world was showing him love, like, man, go do it. We appreciate you being that guy. Like, do both. But then you got Major League Baseball, which we know how they get. They over here telling this man he a sellout, he disrespecting the game. But he over there doing them a favor because he dang sure a football player. He just happened to be as good as a baseball player.
Yeah, at the same time, they're saying, hey, we had an agreement, not an agreement that you want to play both. We had an agreement that you were supposed to be with us with the whole run. He's making it. It's not like he wasn't making it.
Yeah.
But but at the same time, you got to look at it from the standpoint of, the Braves. That's their commodity, trying to make sure that it's something that's protected. But you shouldn't have signed the man if you know he played in the NFL.
And the contract ended July 31st. So he was actually playing without a real contract, just a gentleman's agreement. At that point alone, that should be good enough for them. I don't know why they was tripping over that.
Exactly. He's showing up. The man's showing up. So why are you tripping?
You already know what it is. So
this is true. They hate it. Hey, the funniest part though was when he threw the water in Buddy's face.
Threw three times.
And he said,
you sure are a man,
my mama told me to handle it, so that's what I did.
You're some type of man, Deion.
Buddy was sick because he knew he couldn't whoop him. He knew he couldn't whoop him, so he had to just take that L.
Could y'all imagine prime
but
time
that kind of
doing what he did in this day and age with social media, bro?
Bro, he would have been on the ball.
It's crazy.
Do you follow him now?
Which one? The ball Deion or the Deion?
He be cutting up, right? Both.
Nah, but nah, if he was doing that stuff now, you wouldn't be able to tell him nothing. They would have to take his phone away from him.
Yeah. Or have somebody run it for him.
Hey, while y'all mentioning that though, I always thought like Since you said what about Prime doing that while social media was out, how y'all think like Tupac and Big would have been
We
on
already-
like social media?
We already
Somebody
know.
would've
We
went to
already
jail.
know. You already know how Pac would have been. Big out.
Pac is so bipolar.
I was
I
just
feel
about to
like
say that. That's crazy.
he would be like Kanye. Like, you know how Kanye.
I ain't gonna say he would have been like Kanye because Kanye was supporting Donald Trump, and I know for a fact
Yeah, I
Pac
don't
would've
mean
been.
that.
Man, you know
whole-
what we mean by
no,
that.
exactly
No,
like
definitely.
Kanye.
Nope.
Kanye. We talking about the bipolar aspect of it.
No,
Tupac.
Pac would have
They
been
said
like Pac.
Tupac like. All right, now. Okay, so how about this? Pac would have been very bipolar. It's
Okay.
better.
Yeah, I can go with
Pac would have probably been on live trying to smash Faith Evans.
that. Somebody tag
Oh, who
Big.
that? That's fake. Oh, that's fake. Oh,
Somebody tag Big.
hey, hey, Lil C's. I see you in here, Lil C's. Yo, I feel like, but for real though, I feel like Big probably would have been mad chill. Like, but they say he was pretty goofy though. I don't know how that would have translated though.
Hey, I say the
To
same.
social media
I
now.
say the same thing that I've always been saying since social media got like how it was. Big and Faith wouldn't have been together. Nobody would have been together that was together then, because they was doing what they was doing back then. Imagine what they would have been doing now with the access that they got now.
Yeah.
Because I always said if social media was popping back in our parents' day and age, none of our parents would be together.
I'm telling you. Cause Martin Luther King, boy.
He
would have had a
he
dream
was-
about
Boy,
it.
he had them things.
He was low key. He was low key. Hey, he was low key wilding.
Chill.
He was low key wilding back then. So imagine, like I said, the access that you got to different people and around the world and all that type stuff. It would have been crazy. But
Hey, could y'all imagine he giving a speech at the church and then tell Shorty I'm gonna slide in your DMs afterwards?
hey, hey, chill, bro. Chill.
Hey,
Yeah, I feel like
And-
I feel like he would have been a little bit more cautious back then since he was already moving around. Like what the climate is now, if you're already out here in these streets and you're a celebrity, most of these celebrities out here, they're not getting caught. They get these NDAs, you know, you sign
True
a
that.
paperwork,
You're
so
right.
they're not getting caught. So
yeah.
I feel like if you was moving like that back then, you'd be moving like that right now, but it'll be a little bit more, discreet.
Dang, I wonder would y'all look at Dr. King different if he had a side piece that y'all knew about?
We
Yeah,
do
I'm
know
about to say-
about
I mean, like,
Yeah.
but don't nobody really talk about it. But just for the fact if it was really like out there, like if he got caught cheating like Offset, do you think Dr. King bring Cardi on stage? I mean, Coretta on stage?
Hey, chill.
a whole cake and flowers talking about take me back,
Take me
Coretta.
back.
But no,
Like I had a dream we'd be back together.
Hey, we're not gonna do this in February. We're not gonna do this in February.
Hey, no.
Nah,
Hey, no,
nigga,
no,
we
for-
gonna do this in February.
But no, what you know how Offset was on Instagram Live? Hey, I love you. I'm sorry, man. Like, imagine MLK apologizing on IG Live like that.
One day
Coretta,
I
I'm sorry,
believe
but-
we could be together.
Hey, chill.
Coretta, I'm sorry, Coretta.
I never meant to hurt you, baby. She pulled that
Hey, not-
skirt over in the middle of the sanctuary.
Chill. No, chill. I might cut that out. No disrespect to Dr. King at all. It's all jokes, Black History Month and all
Y'all
that.
seen the
So,
cover?
but
Nah, ain't no disrespect to Dr. King, bro. We wouldn't be where we at without him. But for real, I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
These jokes
I
gonna
think
fly.
Dr. King, they gonna fly, but
oh yeah.
that Dr. King and that whole integration thing kind of set us back about 50 years.
No.
Hear me
I
out
mean,
for y'all jump on my
No,
back.
no, I'm with you.
I'm with you. I already know. I already know where you're going
We're in
with
the
this.
same boat.
Okay, because I mean, I feel like black folk, when we had our own, we didn't have everything, but we had our own communities, had our own stock markets. Like we were able to survive and we were building something. But as soon as you integrate, now you still have to answer directly to the other person.
Yeah.
And now they have a chance to actually rule you. But when you got your own, you don't need them. Now, technology and all that stuff, we'd have been behind because of the resources. But it's so many educated African Americans that made inventions and stuff.
I only think we would have been behind, though. It's so many, like you said, so many people out there that have been inventing stuff that just know how to do all this type things. We'd have been good, let alone the 7 other people that
Black
have been
Panther,
holding us
bro.
down
Black
because they rock
Panther.
with us.
Wakanda.
We would have been
This
good.
is true.
That would be
Yeah.
now.
You're right.
Now, that's a little bit of an exaggeration if you're looking at that from a realistic standpoint. But I feel like it would be something relative to that if we didn't have integration, and that's me being real.
I mean, let's look at like Black Wall Street before they bombed all that up. We was out there really doing it, and it got to the point where they got so scared that we were gonna just become this overpowering race that they literally bombed the entire city.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we was talking about earlier about the black athlete. Now, I think sports is the number one way for any African American or entertainment to actually make the money they need to separate themselves outside of education and drugs. But because people say, you get smart, you get your education, you get a job. It's so hard to get one of those jobs that you making that kind of money.
It don't work like that. Everybody know that. You get
it. Because you got to start. You gonna get a job as a doctor, but you gonna be the bottom of the totem pole.
Hey, I know a couple people that are doctors that don't have a job.
This is true because you really got to be good at it
to get. And not even that you got to be good. It's just a lot of cats that are doctors. You could be a doctor damn near forever.
Yeah.
So getting those people retiring and stuff out of those jobs that don't just pop up left and right like your common job. So
yeah. So what do you feel like is your thought? I was kind of trying to get into the responsibility of black athletes. Like we see the whole Kaepernick thing, which we'll talk about at some point. But I feel like the athletes have to do more in the communities to help set up stuff to help people learn how to be financially stable and independent.
I think it's starting because you're seeing like Bron got a school out there. I think Jalen Rose got a school and a couple other cats. They got some schools. So you start to see people moving in the right direction. Cap doing what he's doing, and you got a lot of people doing little things. So the more and more we do, and the more and more we come together to do it as one, not trying to do it for the shine and the fame solely, but doing it for the whole community. Things it'll keep getting better. But I think we're moving in the right direction, most definitely.
Yeah, like definitely. When you think about a lot of these elite athletes, a lot of them come from nothing. And if you've ever been in that situation and you were a great athlete, not even a great athlete, but if you came up from nothing and the people saw that you had something going on, they're going to let you do what you need to do. They're going to keep you out of the streets. They're going to keep you out of that. So it's kind of like you were saying, like giving back to the community. Sometimes as far as like coming up, the community's taking care of you. They're keeping you out of the situations. Like we just talked about LeBron. They were saying, he's reported talking about like the D-boys in his block. They was like, oh, that's Brian, leave him alone. He's gonna be something one day. So you got that in every hood. You got that type of accountability for that. And it's like that one kid remembers that. So now I feel like it's on them when they get to the point where they're financially stable and their family's taken care of. You gotta take care of your house first.
100%.
Like you gotta take care of your home first before you go back and take care of your community. But I feel like once you take care of that, then you go back and you start creating businesses and, doing whatever you need to do to get that community to grow up. So for that next line, you don't have to worry about that D-boy telling, oh, that's such and such, leave them alone. Because the D-boys been having something else going on or they already moved on for what they're doing. But, I feel like it's like one big circle that once that guy gets off, gets out the hood, go back in, invest back into it, it's going to be great when everyone starts doing that,
And let me just become the defense attorney for the black athlete here, because this is, in my opinion, like you said, you have a lot of these black athletes that are coming from impoverished upbringings, and even a lot of them, though they have made it to this professional stature with the wealth that they have, a lot of them still lack the education, whether it be like financial literacy or things of that nature that play an instrumental part in bringing these neighborhoods up and raising black people as a whole. And I think, me personally, I feel like a lot of different other professionals, such as that are wealthy, like doctors, professors, people of that nature, they need to reach out to those professional athletes a lot more and just come together as a group more collaborative work. Because if you mix that equity and that wealth of that athlete with the knowledge and the willpower of those professionals, that's an incredibly powerful weapon that you got there, and that'll also help us in the long run and in the short term to uprise our communities much faster.
Yeah, even with that, but you have like you say, you got your athletes, you got your doctors, your lawyers, your prominent business folk like that. You bring them two together, and then you put the forehead of it, basically, the activists, the cats that are literally out here doing this, but they don't have the funds to do what they want. but they got all the ideas in the world to be able to, I know we can do this, we can do that, we can do this. And you bring that person in as like this kind of like a little triangle of this old group, like you said, you can't stop that. But as we know, being our people, how we get down sometimes, a lot of cats want to do stuff, but then they don't want to do nothing with you because they want to shine.
Yeah, I think a lot of it does come down to whose name is the biggest on the banner, you know what I'm saying, so to speak.
Exactly. And don't nobody want to be the little fish when you're normally the big fish. For the most part, not everybody obviously, but there's some people out there that, like you said, they can get together and do things, but they don't necessarily want to because I don't like this person or this person said this about me. But the bigger
picture, take the ego out, man.
Yeah, the bigger picture got to be looked at. You got to look at the long run. A lot of people look at the short term, this, that, and third. We're trying to do this, but the long run, your kids, and future generations trying to keep pulling us up out of where we come from.
Yeah, and the big thing about that, everything we're talking about right now, you actually see that a lot in Atlanta, but more so from the hip hop community. I don't know too much about the athletic side of things, what they're doing as far as the athletes, but you see a lot of that when you follow closer to hip hop. You see like T.I., he's literally buying neighborhoods, making low income homes. He's working with other people like Killer Mike to invest in buildings. Yeah, they're working together. You got a lot of artists. Like you got the Migos and 21 Savage and all of them. They're doing like back to school drives every year, giving away 25,000 book bags and things like that. They're doing charity games to raise money for their old school. So you see a lot of that being blown up, in that area because Atlanta's on the top of hip hop right now, But you're seeing that there, but we need that same thing from those athletes who are not from those type of areas. You got people from small country areas and things like that where, every penny counts. As generic as it sounds, every penny does count. So you can set up a program, have someone else run it if you trust them. You don't have to be there yourself because a lot of people want to blame, I don't have time for it. Get somebody you trust. Hire somebody. If you can't do it, hire somebody to do it for you.
To counter that just a tad bit, a lot of cats are doing stuff out here. We don't hear about it because one, the news don't talk about it. And two, they're not doing it for the attention. They're just out here doing the things. Like we talk about Cap later. A lot of the stuff that he's doing, people don't hear about. You hear about certain things because they talk about certain things.
Because he don't talk.
It doesn't matter. He's not that type of person. He's just out here doing his thing. He don't need to. It's not. A lot of people aren't, I guess, braggadocious or I need you to see what I'm doing this. I need you to see that I'm doing that. Just go out there and
you don't gotta brag about it. You just gotta you don't have to brag about it. I'm not talking about the people who gives away turkeys and put it on Instagram. I'm not talking about those type of people. I'm talking about the people where, okay, let's say you're having an interview right now, and then you're wrapping up the interview. Hey, by the way, support my organization, which is XYZ. We do this, that, this, that. I'm talking about those type of people. I'm not talking about the people who post. You can tell the people who just post stuff just to post stuff to say they're doing something. You see those people all the time. I'm talking about the people who are doing things. You may not be upfront with it all the time, but when you're out in the spotlight, put some light back on it, saying that you're doing this.
That's true, but some people just this ain't how they operate. They operate in the shadows. They do their thing. They don't need to show out because Cap not saying nothing, but we, for the most part, we know what he's out here doing. We know he's out here doing good. We know he's out here collecting millions and millions of dollars for this organization and that charity.
I know his girl be running her mouth though. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean that's just how she built like that. So that's what she do.
What you said earlier, Roy? I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Let me know when y'all done.
Hey, but before you leave, you know why they going back and buying all these houses? Because that's what we lost when integration happened.
Yep.
Gentrification.
They're re-gentrifying. They're trying to re-gentrify the area.
They're trying to make the community the community again. But man, we got to take a commercial break. So y'all keep y'all thoughts wrapped up real quick.
Turn my headphones down a little bit. Thank you. Yeah. How much money you got? Oh Lord. 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 How many problems you got? Oh Lord. How many people done doubted you? Oh Lord. Left you out to war? Oh Lord. How many pretty you flop? Oh Lord. How many lawyers you got? Oh Lord. How many times you get shot? Oh Lord. How many niggas And y'all heard that new track by 21 Savage or Lord.
Hey,
No,
shout
but
out,
seriously
shout out
though.
to Sir 21.
Sir 21. Can I get my crumpets, please?
Lord Savage from the Savage Kingdom of London. But no, seriously though, this is a situation that came out of left field. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. I got like some notes and things like that. I'm pretty sure everybody's hip of it, but you know, it is a podcast and we're here to inform. So this is what I got. Y'all tell me what y'all got after this. We can piece together a puzzle possibly. But so what I got here is he was originally born in Dominica. It's an island out there in the Caribbean. But once I put that in my notes, I saw a alleged birth certificate that he was born in East London in 1992. Then I saw that his co-manager was on Instagram talking about how he went to elementary school with him. So it's kind of like, I don't know what to believe at this point. At the end of the day, the situation is a crazy situation. It's tough. You know, something needs to happen. They need to figure something out. But how y'all feel about it?
Hey, nah, he definitely is not a U.S. citizen, and he's not born in the U.S. But from what I saw as well, he moved over here in elementary school and went to school here, except for like a little break where he went back home to the UK for a little bit. But that whole situation, like just my thoughts on it, I feel like he was good until he released that record a couple days ago online, and he was talking about immigration and ICE, and then he started talking about the water in Flint, and he did a live studio recording. So I forgot what show it was on, but they had probably been building a case on him, and then once he dropped that, you know, they had to go get him.
Conspiracy theorists is worried.
Yeah, pretty much.
It started making too much sense. They snatched him
Oh,
up.
wasn't it ICE that arrested him?
Yeah, ICE arrested him. Yeah.
But no,
Okay.
it's
But they said it was a targeted arrest though. They were already looking at him, and some people he was with, they were trying to get them on the drug bust, and they ended up just taking him in for the immigration thing. But it's crazy because you got all these different stories about he's from Dominica, he's from London. You got people saying he's been here the whole time.
Hey,
I don't know what to believe.
no,
It's crazy.
Since we've been up here for like 4 hours ago, somebody sent this in another chat. It says he confirms that he was born in the UK.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
well,
Dominica is UK territory though.
Nah, they said he was really born in the UK though. The most recent update.
Yeah, this was 4 hours ago. So
Yeah. And he came to the U.S. on an H-4 visa, July 22nd, 2005. In 2006, his legal status expired of no fault of his own. And then it says, like almost 2 million of immigration child peers, he was left without immigration status as a young child with no way to fix his immigration status. And those are what you quote-unquote call dreamers. And that was quoted from a Rolling Stones article, so y'all don't sue us because we actually gave you your credit.
yeah, I know that.
Crazy.
I got it here. It say the rapper clarified via reps that he immigrated to the United States when he was 7 years old under an H-4 visa, departed in 2005 to visit the UK, and returned later that month. They say 21 claims he lost his legal status in 2006 through no fault of his own, like Rory was saying.
I'm about to say, I know I'm retarded, but I swear I just said that.
And then it say he applied for a visa in 2017 once he discovered that he was required to have one.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say I saw his team saying basically they've been working on it for the last 2 years. But since all this stuff been happening with the government, everything's been getting pushed back. From what I was seeing, like anything dealing with immigration just get thrown on the back burner anyway. Unless they're trying to get you, anything to help you out is thrown on the back burner. So this whole thing is crazy. I don't know what's going on, man.
And he was doing stuff in the community too, huh?
Hey, I know one thing. He's the best damn British rapper ever.
Yes.
Y'all ever heard of British rap?
What about Drake?
Oh yeah, but Drake is from the Caribbean 1 week. He's from the UK.
Drake.
He's from Memphis the next week.
Hey,
so
still,
I mean,
y'all tripping because I'm waiting for this 21 and LMA mix that's about to drop.
Oh yeah, they gonna get crazy.
Straight out of UK. It's about to get crazy.
Just trying to get my immigration law.
Hey, chill. Yeah, because first of all, she don't sing like that. She sang in American. She don't sing in British.
What?
She sings with an American accent. So.
She cheating on you now anyway, so.
Hey, no, Q just sounded like the description we gave with the hat and the mustache. She sings in American.
The hell is singing in American, nigga?
She's singing American and she's talking British.
No, yo, crazy thing about it. If she didn't, if she didn't open her mouth to talk, I would never know. But she not
Exactly.
like Marsha Ambrosius. Marsha Ambrosius has the accent, but her voice is beautiful. I don't like hearing her talk, but when she sings, man.
Ella Bacon
But-
talk, sing. She can do whatever she want.
Hey, speaking on that, people say UK voices are sexy. I don't know what the hell they've been smoking.
What?
But you like your. Never mind.
No.
Never mind.
No.
Hey, my bad, dog. I be
walked
tripping.
into that one.
Yeah, you
I walked-
did.
Hey, chill, man.
Oh man. Oh, we
Take me to the motherland, huh?
Hey,
the
chill.
Scandinavian scandal.
Wakanda
SP.
forever.
But no.
Hey, chill.
Wakanda since 2012.
Hey, chill.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now. But
What is this guy thinking?
Wakanda forever.
Hey, shit. This is bullshit.
Oh man. Hey, I promise
but
y'all we
seriously,
got more sense than this. Y'all just be catching us at different times. Man.
Hey,
But
hey,
no, seriously though, man. Go ahead, Q. My bad.
no, I was about to say after 8:30 they get a little wild.
Hey, we
Like,
gotta start recording earlier, man.
Yo, we could stream the group chat.
Nah, I'm
Well,
straight.
We was never.
But no. But seriously though, I don't know what's going on. I just hope the man can come to some resolution. Because he got a family, and I heard one thing about him having like actual 3 U.S. citizen kids.
yeah,
That kind of helps him out.
Yeah, it does.
baby mama,
in a
baby,
sense, so-
baby mama from here. I
Yeah.
think I just saw something say he had like some siblings that are actual U.S. citizens too. So he got a lot of.
Yeah, he got lost in the shuffle. Like
Yeah.
his other siblings.
That might have helped him out with the last presidents, but under current situations, y'all know he ain't coming back, right?
A little rough, buddy. Now,
Listen, we
Yeah,
just
he
happen to
started-
know about it because he a rapper, but they've been
Hey,
deporting cats the last 2 years.
facts. Shoot, they still trying to drop all the dreamers now as is. So,
Hey, one thing I do know since that album got to be fire.
oh yeah, that's why he dropped it.
Yeah.
You know he's about to get sent back over.
Mm-hmm. But the next one coming when he go back to the UK, he got to have something crazy over there.
The tingo bop.
Hey, chill. They don't even shoot over there. They full stab game over there.
Men's not hot.
Hey, they killing him
But,
on social media with these memes. Black folks so ignorant.
But
Bro,
yeah, to mention that though, it's the whole what's the old girl name? Tommy
Demi
Lovato.
Lovato?
Yeah.
And Demi
Both
Lovato,
of
both
them.
of them, they were making jokes. The
can't do
thing
that.
is,
You can't.
No, they can't.
Y'all
do
can't
it.
do
Yeah,
that.
they can't do it.
No. No.
that's like talking. I can talk about my brother, but you can't talk
Yeah,
about my brother.
they
right?
got to come to the cookout for that.
Yeah,
and they not invited to
No.
the cookout. But,
not even close. Especially
But the thing-
Tommy Long punk ass.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah,
Shit.
my chest. But the thing, what I want to mention by that is I'm seeing a lot of people like Offset, like, yo, y'all really think it's funny, do Not Away from Fam, something like that. But the thing is, like, you got to realize, we're not joking on his situation. We're joking on a part of the situation. We're not joking that he got locked up. We're joking on the fact that this man is a Brit,
Yeah.
allegedly.
He's
We're left field. We're not, and that's one thing like people need to kind of get out their feelings with. Because we're not joking on this man being taken away from his family or his kids and not being able to make any money or might be deported. We're joking on the fact that this man is Zone 6, killer, all this, D-boy, breaking into houses. And then we found out this man's a whole bloke.
a lot.
Yeah.
A bloody wanker.
He's a bloody wanker.
Hey, I bet J. Cole gonna try to take his verse off of that song too.
Nah. He's on that question.
Hey, bro, you mind if I know we did that record a while ago, but you mind re-releasing that without me?
Nah, man. Cole holding him down, man. Cole's wanting people to step up with that, man.
Hey, shout out to QC and them that label talking about they need to pay for his lawyer fees because they froze
Yeah.
all his money though. That's dope.
Hey, they got it, man.
Yeah, you seen
They
that
got it.
boys threw $200,000 in the club last night.
At the strip
At
club.
the stripper
I saw
club,
that.
but
man.
listen.
And that was them, and I wasn't even the artist.
Exactly. That was just the label. Shout out to the City Girls though. They kind of ratchet, but I like that video still.
Are the City Girls part of QC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, they eat QC eating right now.
Yeah, they got the game.
They eating right now.
Hey, they lucked up when they got Cardi.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Migos had a run too now.
They still crazy. They still going once they get back together and stop this solo stuff.
Yeah, because they definitely
Offset still got to drop first, man.
Nah, we don't need that.
Just put that joint on live mixtapes.
Skip that joint.
Yeah, we can skip his joint. We go ahead and give us some.
Give us Culture 3.
Yeah, something.
Can Ross drop though?
Yeah, Ross.
Man, Calvin, can you text Ross and tell him it's time?
If I could, I would have been did that, man.
I mean,
I'm waiting. No, I'm not. I'm waiting on. You waiting on Ross. I'm waiting for Chains to drop, man.
Chains
need to come on.
2
Chains, man.
I'm about to say, but this ain't no slave shit, my nigga. We ain't no Chains.
Chill out, man. But no, yeah, Chains. Man. Matter of fact, we need to just talk about that next week. Like who we ready to drop this year, and how it's gonna work is they're gonna drop as soon as we drop the episode.
True that. We can do that.
It's gonna happen once you text them, bro. You ain't accepting the fact that you got power in these streets.
Hey, just because we have the same last name don't mean I can text that man.
You really out here doing it.
You really doing it, bro.
You really out here doing it.
Like you like our local favorite rapper, but you actually made it to 106 and Park.
Facts.
Not at all.
Like you here. The time is yours. Like, ladies and gentlemen, like T-Rob is on the scene.
Not at all, man.
Bro, you about to be at 10K followers in a week, bro.
Like
you really famous out here in these streets.
Once Kerry Hilson DM'd you, bro, you made it.
That was it. Like
once SP stamp it, you know it's official.
Like,
SP don't say nothing but facts. And hold on, wait a minute. Did you just say? But no, no, man, chill though. Like I appreciate the hype and everything, but
we appreciate the modesty. We appreciate the modesty.
Yeah, but we your boys. We know the truth.
Yeah, you ain't got a lot of us.
I'm telling you, like, bro, really trying to fake like he not the man out here, and you better not edit none of this.
This is definitely gonna be the cutting room floor real quick.
Hey, chill. I'm saving my file right now. I'm gonna put it out on the side.
Don't worry about it.
How?
Hey, I'm leaking. I'm
Leak
leaking.
that. Value 1.
The council on the clutch leaks.
Yeah.
Chill.
Hey.
Meanwhile, my audio ain't gonna be on it at all.
That's all right.
Hey, it's all good.
We forgot about that one.
We'll make it happen. Don't worry about it.
I'm about to say we got resources to your studio.
Come on now.
Chill out.
Come on.
You gotta figure out some passwords.
Take the whole thing. Computer gone.
That's cool.
Thanks for tuning in to another week of Counseling the Clutch. Like I said before, and I'm going to always say in the future, if you don't rock with us, forget you and everybody that rock with you, because you ain't us.